Are you looking for a rebounder but are just overwhelmed by all the options available on Amazon? Well, today I'm breaking down two great beginner rebounders and going over the pros and cons of them to help you in your search for finding a quality rebounder without wasting money. My name is Wendy. Welcome to Pausing Time, where I do videos on fitness, clean eating, and general wellness for women over 50. Glad you're here. Let's get started. Why rebounding? Well, it's joint friendly, great for the lymphatic system, and it's low impact cardio while being gentle on the knees and joints. Starting with a quality rebounder and not the cheapest one you can find on Amazon is key to keeping injury-free, because you might be spending less up front, but it's not worth it if you have to go to a physical therapist and rehab because you chose a cheap rebounder and ended up getting injured. So the first thing I want to talk about are the springs versus the bungees. The springs are a little bit old school to me. I mean, that's what was on trampolines back in the day. And the springs might be nice, but there's several things that you need to consider. If you go over the actual line around your rebounder, you're going to be hitting either the bungees or the springs. So the springs are gonna hurt. I would just never recommend a spring rebounder. Both these, the Beacon and the Kenzone, are bungees. Bungees provide a softer, bouncier bounce. And they're ideal for women 50 over that are trying to protect their knees and joints. Bungees are quieter, making them ideal for home use and indoors instead of the trampoline back in the day was always outside, right? And they were squeaky. Bungees often have a higher cost, but they're going to be longer lasting and just provide a better experience. So if you've gotten on Amazon and you're looking at all these things and you don't know what to do and you're worried about spending the money because you don't know if you're going to use it or not and you're just very apprehensive, that's what this video is going to be about. We're going to talk about two entry-level rebounders and why these are good choices to start with. But first, I'm going to talk about the cheap Amazon rebounders and why those might not be a good choice for you. They use stiff springs, and that's going to make your bounce really minimal. So it's going to be greater impact on your knees. They have flimsy mats to them that are going to stretch out or tear. I had a lady last week message me and say that she got a rebounder and she always wears socks on it because she's too afraid that the rebounder is going to give way. Now, you should not feel that way when you buy a rebounder. These things are sturdy. You want to feel like your weight is going to be supported, right? Now, if you are overweight, I'm going to break that down also and tell you the differences there as well. But back to the cheap internet rebounders. So most of them are very noisy. And if you're doing it inside, you really don't want that. Someone could be sleeping. You want to do it at night or early in the morning, and it's problematic for you. So you want to stay away from that. And those cheap ones also feel unstable when you get on them. So you're worried about your balance, you're worried about falling off, and you just don't want to have any concerns about that. Part of the joy of having a rebounder is getting one that you can eventually take off the grab bar and bounce freely because you're stable. You've got your balance and you feel good about it. Now let's look at the Kenzone versus the Beacon. Let's start off with the Kenzone. It's affordable and accessible for beginners. This is a 40-inch Kenzone and I have a 48-inch Beacon. The 40-inch is easier to fit in compact spaces. So if you don't have big space, you might want to go for the 40-inch. It's lightweight and it's easy to move and store. The other thing is that all the bungees come attached to it. So when you put it together, it's pretty minimal effort. So I did like that about it. It's more gentle on the joints than a spring rebounder. It's got a really quiet bounce, which is important. It's got these suction cups on the bottoms of the legs, which I really like. So if you're putting it on luxury vinyl plank or vinyl floor, hardwood, it's going to stick a little bit to that because of the suction cups. So I really like that about it. It's usually priced very well, so it's a great entry point for beginners. And it feels sturdy for basic bouncing and light jogging on it. That's something to consider. And like I said, it folds up for storage, which is great. You can fold it up, take the legs off, stick it under a couch or a bed, and take the handle off. It's very easy. And like I said, the bounce is softer than springs, but it's not going to be as soft as upper end rebounders. Now, the B-Can. The B-Can, this is a 48-inch. It also comes in a 40-inch. The Kenzone comes in a 48-inch as well. I just happen to have two different sizes for the purposes of talking about this. The 48-inch gives a larger bounce area. So there's more room on a 48-inch, so you can do side to side, front to back jumps and not worry about it. I think that people feel safer on a 48-inch for the most part. If you have balance concerns, a 48-inch is probably going to be better for you. It's got longer bungees, so it's going to give you a bigger bounce than the Kenzone. And with that, it's going to give a deeper, more cushioned bounce, reducing joint stress. Most of the B-Cans support 330 pounds to 440 pounds. So if you are a heavier weight, that is going to be good to know. You need to, before you buy a rebounder, you need to check the weight capacity on it before you buy one, because you do not want to buy one if you are heavier than what the weight limit is. That would not be good. It's got a quiet performance. The one thing I did notice, it does not have suction cups on the bottom of it. And I have a LVP floor, and my floor might be just slightly uneven. So I do feel it when I'm bouncing. I can hear it. I don't feel it, but I hear it, that it's rocking a little bit back and forth. But it does not make me feel unstable because of that. So I do check the legs on it. They screw on. So I check the legs on it every day before I bounce on it. And that's something you want to do if you've got an uneven floor as well. The B-Can also folds for storage. Take the legs off, fold it in two. Both of them, because of the larger size, you need to have two people to open it up so it doesn't snap back on you. So that's something if you're going to fold it for storage. Otherwise, you can take the legs off and put it against a wall, put the legs back on. It takes 3 minutes and you're good to go. So, and that goes for both of them if you have storage issues. Now, let's talk about the negatives on both of these. So, on a 40-inch, you're gonna have limited room for a wider stance or more advanced moves. A 40-inch is typically going to have a 220 to 265 pound weight limit. So that's definitely something you want to consider. The bungees on the entry level are going to have a tighter fit, leading to a less cushioned bounce. It's going to have a softer bounce than a spring rebounder, but is going to be firmer than higher end rebounders. And this is okay. If you're just starting out, I would definitely suggest one of these two to get started, because you're not going to have a lot of money invested. There is nothing like spending $400 or $500 on a rebounder that you never use. I wouldn't do that, and I wouldn't recommend that to you. Now let's talk about the B-Can, the negatives on the B-Can. The 48-inch is going to take up more room in your house. It's going to require a larger dedicated workout space, and it's less portable due to size. It's a higher price point. A 48-inch costs more than a 40-inch, but it's reflected in the build quality of it. So you really have to decide how much you're going to use it, how you want to get started. And like I said, both come in 40 or 48 inches. It's heavier to move than the 40-inch, and the bungees take some patience to put on. It is more of a process to put on, and you might have to have help putting it on. It does come with a tool to put the bungees on. I was really lucky because one of my sons and my husband were here and they put it together for me, and I didn't even see him put it together. So that was a good positive. So let's recap. If you have limited space, you're just starting out and you want something budget friendly, the Kenzone would be the way to go. If you want maximum comfort for joints and balance, the 48-inch would be the way to go. And if you plan to regularly use it for fitness and lymphatic health, the 48-inch would be the way to go. And if you have space for a larger rebounder, it's worth the little extra money that it costs to go with the 48-inch. And like I said before, it's worth investing in a quality rebounder, even as a beginner, to protect your joints and ensure that you actually use it before you go. I've had women ask me about leaps and bounds and other different rebounders, and honestly, I just kind of refer back to a beginner rebounder until you decide that you're going to use it. You want to actually use it before you invest a lot of money in it. $150 to $250 might sound like a lot of money. These actually are on sale right now during the summer, so you definitely want to check that out, and I will drop some coupon codes below, whether you want to get them on Amazon or you want to get them direct from the manufacturer. I've got coupon codes and I'll put the links in the description of the video, so you want to check that out. You want to ensure that you are going to use this and that it's not just something to hang your clothes on or just get dusty. Movement should feel good and not painful or scary. Choosing the right rebounder for you sets you up for success. Have you tried rebounding, or are you just considering it? Let me know in the comment section. I answer every comment. It might take me a little while, but I do answer every comment. So let me know what your questions are, and I will be glad to help you out. So grab your rebounder and let's get bouncing.